Hello, welcome back. I am Ren Barnell, working as tech designer at UX is Fine, and today we are working on bug fixes and optimization to the project that I've been working on for the last 16 streams. We have a little bit of a visual bug there, but I'm not going to worry too much right now. Okay, so yesterday I actually tested the game briefly. I need to move the camera a little. There we go. So yeah, yesterday we tested the game. That was cool. Got a demo out. Got it tested by a friend who hasn't played it before. Well, my partner, actually. So she enjoyed it. She said it was cool. I got hit myself in the face. Got this massive list here, so we'll go through it. I'm gonna add it to the. I'm gonna add all of this to the to-do list. Let's get the to-do list up here. Alright, so let's just start adding to-dos. Right, so the first one is accept late for work public-private networks is a pop-up that happens when you launch the game, and we want to get rid of that. We're going to use GPT to help us run a lot through this. Run anyway, firewall on launch. Got one of those. Okay, the music is 0 by default. That's a problem. If I could not double tap keys here. Okay, what else have we got? We have needs a loading screen. The intro videos didn't work. Yeah, polish desk figures per escape. So there was an idea that I never wrote down. That was that when you get an escape, that there's like multiple endings in the game. When you get one of those endings, your desk starts to populate with these cool little figurines. A little bit based on the fact that I have. This is my birthday present that I got yesterday. It's a tiger's eye lotus it's really cool, in a prism with like some kind of wood at the bottom. I can't remember what type. And I've got like loads of other figurines, right? Like of my favorite things, and so yeah, it's just something that came to mind. Was like maybe we should have figurines, and so if you do the fire escape exit, maybe you get like a little model of a fire door or something on your desk. Right, yeah. The biggest bug that we had was room selection different after PC UI. So we came back to the main elevator lobby room, and the actual selection on the main screen was different to what we'd picked in the previous segment. So like more polish, door jiggle on interact, that would be pretty cool. Grain is aggressive was one of the feedbacks. Shipping has print strings for some reason. I read something about that you have to do it through the Unreal's new build sort of accelerator thing. The interact desk, yeah, okay, so the interact panel, like action, but it's just the interact widget is sticky. Ooh, I can't type apparently. Interact widget is sticky, so that was one of the problems that we had during the playtest. There's also some performance issues. So the reason I said fix and optimize is like there was one point where for some reason the polygons, the draw count was just going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and it was just going into the millions of draw calls, and the frame rate was just going down to like 10 FPS, and that's obviously ironically an anomaly in the game. I've never seen it before shipping. It was on a particular level. I did some debugging live while that demo was on afterwards. Did some stat commands. It was the primitive draws, just going from like the typical 500 in this game, quite low because it's all hierarchical instant static meshes and PCG. So quite low draw calls in general, but then just like up into the millions, which was obviously can't ship that. So we'll take a look into that, try and reproduce it, and then like I basically, bug fix, identify it, and then assess the problem, identify a solution, implement the solution. So we'll go through the process. Trust the process. Interact discontinue a bug. Yeah, the elevator also had the same problem with the interact sticky widget, so that's cool. The janitor room is missing lore. So yeah, my player was like, I want to find the story in the janitor room, like looking for something, but there wasn't one in there, so that needs to be fixed. Held item teleport flicker. So we noticed that yesterday. I didn't fix it. I didn't write it down. Did not fix it. Run as default and saved. Oh right, yeah. Running should be default. I mean, that was a suggestion, but I agreed. They just said, you know, running should be default and saved from last setting, I guess. So our run in this game is a toggle. It's not a hold because you're mostly running around. You don't want to be holding that the whole time. So user basically said, like, when I finished a level and I was running before, when I came back, I was no longer running. So yeah, it needs to be saved. Probably needs to be default. There's a typo on the fire escape note. Whoops. There's a typo on the fire escape note. Remove the second star for lore, because there's a system in mind where you get multiple lore segments. The torch is, it says here, the torch is shit, which I'm just going to write that in a different way. The torch is not great. The torch is not great. Move hitch to glitch. So, or as I say, hitch before teleport. And we're going to mask it, so we're going to move that. Music overlapped during teleport to anomaly. So there was a moment where the player was playing and the office room's music, the sort of like tannoy reception music, was playing over the top of the other music, which I find really weird because there's only one music component and only one sound cue. So I have no idea how it ended up playing twice. That was rather interesting. FPS drop during alarm. FPS drop during alarm segment. The alarm sound stopped. One point. I don't know how I'm going to reproduce some of this stuff. Fishing room water 1.5 million draws. That's a problem. 90 ms input cost. I don't know why. I want to look into that. My son said this music is rubbish, but we're going to ignore that. I was recommended to change the graveyard environment to either make it dark with cobblestone. I did like a kind of heaven thing, and we're going to stick with it. We're going to ignore that feedback. That feedback can be logged, acknowledged, and ignored. Okay, so moving forward. What's going on with the music? Yeah, we're good, I think, on the music here. Yeah, we'll just keep it around 30. Okay, let's get cracking. Today is, I'm hoping, you know, the day where we get some cool stuff done. Okay, so the hitch teleport, that's the first thing I'm going to fix. Yeah, BP underscore anomaly. No, actually, no, that's not going to work. How are we going to do this? It's going to be entrance 3, I believe. So what we do, go and take a look. We've got this loading volume here. Let's go and take a look at that blueprint. So we have a loading volume, and we have two things. We have a teleporter that teleports you, and a loading volume that loads an actual particular level. Now, interested what happens here. So when an anomaly loading volume spawns, I'm going to start commenting all of this code out because we're getting close to the end now. Set anomaly target ID or index to the number of loading volumes. Number of teleporters, let's say. I.e. 1, then 2, then 3, as each is loaded during dungeon generation. So that's just explaining what it does, not saying exactly what it is. So yeah, comments, just make good comments. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this, and we're actually let's take it with the comment. We're going to move some of our logic to the main asset here. We have a teleport effect apparently. Update the teleporter effect. This actually doesn't happen anymore because we went away from that concept. So let's just make sure the tick is disabled here. Yeah, it is. And there was a section where we enable tick and disable tick. We're not doing this anymore, so let's just say deprecated. I like to keep code sometimes because I'm like, you know what, that was kind of cool. Maybe we'll use it somewhere else. Right on here. Deprecated. Okay, and then we've got this, this set anomaly ID on here. So here we're going to get the anomaly teleporters. So at the start of the game, we get the number of anomaly teleporters -1, and that becomes our... So you can think that the first one is length 1, which means that our first anomaly teleporter ID is 0. We also need... This is also going to be good because we need to fix the logic as well. There's something... We need to harden the logic, make it more defensive, because something is happening in the shipping build where the IDs are mixed up. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion that we'll look into for that. So, hold your horses for that. I think it's like asset registry is not... Like the order of the asset registry is not guaranteed between levels because yeah, something really strange was going on. So you'd pick the rooms that you wanted, and that would choose the right anomalies. But then when and you would actually play the game and you would walk into the same anomalies that you actually picked on the UI, but the ones on the main screen were not the same. They were always like offset by some number. So anyway, target anomalies here. We're going to move basically all of the teleport logic over. Set the anomaly ID here and the teleporter ID. Yeah, we're not going to need that. On overlap, get the dungeon and load it. So down here, let's just do custom event set anomaly loaded. So that's going to do this. In fact, we could just make this say we could make this a function, but there's no rhyme or reason to make it a function. We're not going to override it. Yeah. Anyway, custom event load and load during overlaps. Enter exit, essentially, sort of, maybe. Yeah. That's going to be an interesting one because obviously you exit at the moment that you teleport, so We'll find out about that. During the teleport, let's just get this set up. So during, I'm going to move this to a new graph to clean things up. Just call this deprecated. There we go. Just put that in there. As well, disable the collision overlaps on this. It was pawn only, but we're just going to say no collision. Okay. Going to make sure this is noted as well. Disabled was pawn only, generate events. Go to our event graph here. Okay, what have we got? We've got an overlap that says if this teleporter box, which is this smaller box here, gets overlapped and is active, then just check if we're moving forward. Used to determine target teleporter in loaded anomaly. Okay, then we've got the static effect. So that comes on screen. Then we teleport to the target anomaly. Yet we need to be cognizant that the time it takes to show it is unknown. So what we might want to do is move some of this. Flickering lights here. This is also old and deprecated, so let's just move that out of the way. Cleaning it all up. Okay, so that's cool. We've got an anomaly ID here. This may not be needed later. We have the overlap box. I'm in the wrong asset right now. Okay. This is kind of the main function, so I kind of want it to be... Oh, it is in sequence. I like to keep my blueprints organized in some logical format, in which this case is when you overlap this, this happens and then this happens, and then we've got some effects over here as well. Move this out of the way. Okay. When we set the anomaly loaded, we do this logic here and we get this, but what we kind of want is bind event to level visible, which will be event to level shown here. We'll plug this in here and then we'll make it visible here. Should be loaded. Anomaly ID, yeah. Okay. So now teleporter, we have this custom event on level on anomaly loaded. And it doesn't give us an out event, which is, not super convenient. Except what I think I wanted to do basically was teleport at that moment and then disable the spring arm 2 seconds later as well. So set loaded happens here. We'll do the static effect and load the anomaly here. What I kind of want to do is we have this play static, comes from our anomaly teleporter, and we have this delay that undoes the logic here. So I kind of want to duplicate this and make a new version start static, stop static. And then play static, what that will do is just start and then delay, then stop. And what this allows me to do is just move the code around a bit, where I can call this manually. So if I call start static, we play this, we don't do the delay. If we call stop static, we just do the last portion. Just to disable, whoops, just to disable the static here. Can you please go away? There we go. Okay. Let's just wrap all of this, organize our assets onto the graph, and then static effect. Okay. What that allows me to do now is over here, instead of doing it this way, we go start static, put a branch in, static effect, start. So if we're starting a static effect, we do this, and if we're stopping, we do the opposite, stop static. There we go. And then from here, what I can do is update the logic. Static effect starts here, sets the anomaly to be loaded, has a callback when the anomaly is loaded. Once that happens, we teleport, and then here we'll stop the effect after the teleport has actually happened. And so what was happening before was we would enter the we'd enter this large box that I've got here. We would hitch as we enter this point, and then we'd get over to this box, which is the actual teleporter. We'd enter it, we'd get a static and teleport over. And the original intention was that the level would be loaded early, but it's not very asynchronous, like you get a hitch, right? So to cover the hitch, I'm basically going to remove the large teleporter box and just have it that when you overlap this here, we start the static, load the level, and when the level's done loading, we teleport and then stop the static. So that's going to feel a lot better. So this is what we're working on right now, the hitch. We are 24 minutes in, starting the first piece of cleanup, so let's get cracking here. That should do the job. I'm just going to check the anomaly loader. Yeah, that all seems fine now. I'm just going to check reference viewers on this. Yeah, let's go and edit every level and actually just delete those loading volumes. Because you ain't gonna need it. Oh, so now that's not referenced. I could technically delete it, but we're not going to delete that right now, just in case. Okay, anomaly teleporter, that could be saved. Okay, let's give it a go. Level underscore dungeon. Offices. Hit play here. This is going to be interesting. I also need to, I can simultaneously fix the other bug, or I can try. I've got to try and reproduce it first. Room selection is different. Let's try and fix that as well. Yeah, I'm interested in why there was a 1.5 million draw call event that occurred, so we'll take a look into that too. Very strange, very strange. Taking a hot minute to load today. You can actually see that it is here, but it has not yet There we go. That was significantly longer than usual. I'm going to take a quick look at the output log. What just happened? Auto settings input DLL. Yeah, okay, so I do need to update that that asset. It's a plugin, I think it's out of date. Okay, so we got these three. We're going to reset our entire save data. That'll just reload us, and then we can do this from scratch. Okay, so let's go. Let's go and enjoy some Spiral UI. So I have a note that says the rooms that the player picked, and I'm going to pick the same ones. They picked this one, and this one. And in game it works fine. Oh, we immediately get a dark corridor. Oh, that was weird. That was weird. Didn't like that. That was like not loaded at all. Okay, yeah. So there's something up with. Oh, that was cool. Okay, so that actually worked fine. Access none, trying to read the okay, yeah, so I didn't do the return logic. So when I overlap here, what we have a problem with is that we're getting like 6, 7, 8, 9. So what we need to do is put the branch in is corridor. So only the corridor asset should do this logic here. And if we go into the teleport function, it's the teleport, anomaly loaded, do the teleport. At the end of this function, I recall, is if I'm a corridor, then we should inform the anomaly room teleporters of the ID. So we get the end and start, and we set them both to have a from corridor teleporter. Yep. So that's still working correctly. Set is anomaly and set music. Let's just keep this all commented as we go. Okay, so then when I enter a the anomaly side, it says it wants to set anomaly. Okay, so here we would ask if we're a corridor, and if we are a corridor, then we will set the anomaly to loaded. Otherwise, we will immediately teleport during that static effect back to sort of like home destination. We'll wait for 0.15 seconds and then stop the static and then set the anomaly to not be loaded. Now, that's obviously not going to work because, as far as I know, this anomaly doesn't know its ID. So what we could do is we could say, hey, get target teleporter from corridor teleporter. Or we can just say corridor teleporter. Set anomaly loaded to false. So we want to do that on the target corridor. Okay, sorted. Let's try that one more time with feeling. Yeah, we've still got the same anomalies, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna, just before I'm just gonna get some GPT questions going. Basically, is asset registry order consistent between editor and build Unreal Engine 5? I'm just going to ask AI in the background, my junior developer. Go do me some research, please. it does scan and assess them differently in editor versus game. So I teleported over here. That's cool. What I needed to do was actually teleport back. And then just double check that we don't have that level loaded still. Just ghosting through the facility right now. So it looks like we don't have facility in the background. I'm just gonna do a quick loop just to double check. Yeah, it looks like the anomaly is teleporting is working. I'm gonna have to run an entire run, so just to double check that that is all completely working. So bear with me. I'm gonna mute the music so we can test out the music as well. Let's just double check that the music is actually on here. Yeah, cool. Okay. Now we're going to take this route. I think I might know what happened with the multiple overlapping music because of potentially seamless travel. I'm going to actually try and complete the level as well. Because of potentially seamless travel or traveling to the same level. Wow, that music is loud. Oh, okay. That worked surprisingly well. That music's really loud. I'm going to write that down one sec. Balance audio. Ooh, balance audio. Audio. Thank you. Yeah, what was I going to say? So, loading multiple times, and then maybe there are actually multiple sound cues. Yeah, so this is actually the way we came, so I need to go back the other way. Another thing that the tester said was it was really annoying when you completed an anomaly. You had two options of a direction to go, and sometimes you just come out the wrong side. And almost all the time, almost every time, you come out the wrong side of the anomaly containment room, which they said was really annoying, so I'm going to write that down as well. Annoying to come out of containment in wrong direction. They just get turned around a lot. Okay, so running through the offices of productivity analysis that are since abandoned. This isn't looking too abandoned, I might change it. This is obviously definitely looking like people were packing up, but one thing that I have a problem with is, sure, it's great, it's PCG, but it doesn't really look like how you would put boxes together in a room that you're leaving, so I might manually place these around in piles rather than just spread across the floors. No one does that in real life. It's the question of whether it's uncanny and weird versus just doesn't make sense and isn't how it would be in real life. So there's a bit of an issue there. The anomaly music is not, or the office music is not being turned off immediately when I transit. Office music not stopping immediately on travel. Just yet another small bug. Obviously I know where the desk is, but players are going to have to explore. Okay. So yeah, I might need to change this room to only have one exit, and it always exits you on whichever direction you came in from previously. Just make life a lot simpler for the player. Obviously I like making them jump around, it's pretty funny. Yeah, so far so good. not seeing any particular bugs. Over here we can get the key card, which is used for one of the endings. And yeah, there was a thing in the if I just like jump around with my UI here, this mouse icon was getting stuck on the screen in some circumstances. So we're going to try and reproduce that. So this is the eviction order law, which is about AI taking over people's jobs. It's just a little silly narrative. It progresses into other stages as well. Like we talk a lot about the AI in the facility. Okay, so we did, that was one run. Everything's good. Everything is good. The correct rooms are also hidden, and so that means we just need to work with the asset. We just need to remove the asset registry like access. It's like not really stable in a cooked build. I'm gonna keep going because there were more bugs, so let's just keep playing. This is Janitor Graveyard Alarms. Let's go take a look. Your players understand that crashes are part of the experience. Tell that to the Borderlands 4 devs. I saw it. Let's get political here. Let's get topical. Let's talk about game dev culture. So, Borderlands 4 just came out, and I see the negative mixed reviews, right? And I'm reading through some of them this morning just to see what's up, because I am excited to play it. And I really need to fix that light. Sorry, light in fire alarm room. Yeah, so I'm looking at these reviews, right? And I'm like, there's a lot of people saying like, oh, Unreal 4 and Unreal 5, sorry, performance issues, crashes, this, that, the other, and saying like, you know, AAA devs shouldn't. If an indie dev can ship a game with no bugs and better performance than a AAA, then you know, opinions. And I read that and sat there and said, you have no idea how much simpler it is to make an indie game. A lot less just content, features. Like, imagine the scale of Borderlands 4 in general, right? Tons of levels, tons of enemies, tons of weapons, tons of just secondary features like abilities, tons of narrative, quest lines, like the list I'm sure goes on, vehicles, like the number of interweaving like sandbox, right, features. Of course, it's far more difficult to produce than an independent, probably small team game, and even then, you know, often those aren't actually optimized. For the most part, what I saw is it works fine, and it's just some people get this like chip on their shoulder. I don't get it. Like, if you've never seen the inside of a AAA development studio and you think you know it, and also independent development, then you know more than me, because I haven't seen the inside of a AAA development studio. Okay, so now we've got this really loud sound. I probably need to lower the volume on that. Lower alarm volume defaults. That is way too loud. There, it stopped. Alarm stop. Alarm. The alarm did stop. It's reproducible. Good. That's good news. That's technically good news. The alarm. Alarm. Where's the alarm? There is a ticket on here that says that the alarm stopped. There. Let's move that up. We are still working on these two bugs though. Okay, so that's kind of annoying. And then because it's now locked, I don't think you'll ever get music again. So now it's just dead quiet. As for the interact, I need to go in... Well, I have a fear, I suppose, or a query, or a theory. Query, theory. This looks dumb. Yeah, so maybe I will make the graveyard dark, because it just doesn't work with the heaven vibes. Usually this is bright white, right? And it's like, oh, some sort of like choiry sounds. My wife said, like, maybe you should just make it really scary. I'm trying to find the lore snippet in this area. Has anyone played Borderlands 4 yet? And what's your opinions? I was watching a streamer play last night, and it's funny that like you look at it. I was looking at it and I was thinking like, yeah, this is what I remember Borderlands 4 to look like. Oh, I had the bug. Pretty sure I had the bug there for a second. Need to do something about it. Yeah, there's something up with it. Gets stuck to the screen apparently. This like, if you do something, this mouse icon gets stuck to the screen. Anyway, that's all I wanted to test there. So let's move around to. We can tick off some of these items now. So we moved the hitch, the room selection different to the PC UI. Let's just make sure we go and fix that. So that's in the dungeon. When we load the anomalies, we get the anomaly data from the asset registry. We're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to do that. 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 We're going to get this L anomaly data here. And we're going to fill it. Go to the dungeon, anomaly data, grab this, and we just drop this in here. And so now we just have a static list that is not going to be affected by loading. So save that. I mean, that's just going to work. That's going to work just fine. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so currently we'll restart the run. Let's take a look at this. So 0:15. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Borderlands 4. It's on my mind right now. It's just I never have time to play. These are all in a different order now. That's kind of cool. Okay. I'm not sad about that. 1, 2, 3. So, what do we got here? Desert, fire escape, graveyard. Desert, fire escape, graveyard, and then let's just go double check that those are the actual ones that are loaded. Graveyard. Just go 5 times speed here. Yep, desert. Hello? Hello? What happened there? Let's go take another look. Go slowly. What happened there? Was it because I ran too fast? So let's just go through it normally. It's the desert one, right? Okay, so now I've got to go all the way back through them all. It's gonna take a hot minute to test all these permutations, but that is the epitome of game dev. Okay, well that was the actual inside. That's fine. I think it was just because I had slow-mo on. Yeah. Should be fine. Okay, so what tickets did we have there? Oh, was that just testing? Okay, cool. The alarm sound stopped. Okay, so let's open up the AC. Well, we can probably stick the music back on. Let's go. Okay, so AC music. We have a music asset. We also have a pace manager. Okay. Now, going from 1 to 0.25, we are getting this. Let's have a look. Typo. When spotted, yeah. Okay, so just alarm changes scene to red and plays sound. Plays alarm sound. Okay. And change pace, yeah. Right. It is chill. I hate that boolean, but I'm going to keep it because it's funny. Okay, so stop alarm. That's fine. Okay, so we're not chill. That happens when we overlap one of the objects. We start the alarm, which does this. I'm going to move this over here. Okay, so we get the music manager and we say, hey, we want to use the new alarm sound. I mean, this can be 0 now because we fixed that. Delay to play is also 0. Fade in duration is 1. And then we lock it. So we come in here, we fade out. Apparently over 0 seconds. Might do a max in here, just to make sure it fades out. And then if the new sound is valid, we will do a timer event. I could just say, no, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so then we fade in the new sound by setting the new sound after we faded it out, and then we do a fade in. Now, the problem with this is it actually needs to be the max of whatever the delay was, or however long it took to fade. And then it would change this, yeah. And then it would fade it in. What I'm gonna do is maybe just put some prints in. Put this in here. That's the sound that we want to play there. Play default music. Play anomaly music. Basically the alarm plays and then it just stops. Is it because it's not looping? Default sound. Component sound ref. Am I supposed to like set this to looping? Set this to looping? Loop? Hello? Create a 2D sound, please loop. I think the issue might literally be that it's no longer, yeah, I think I know what the issue is actually. I think it's just here. This isn't set to loop. So let's just do that. Okay, so actually don't think I need any of this. It is nice to clean this up though, because if I had a delay of 0 but a fade out duration of 1, it would take 1 second to fade out, but this was 0, which maxed 0.1, it would just immediately change the sound and fade in the next sound, and so it wouldn't have had time to fade out. So at least I fixed something there. I cleaned up this a little bit. I'm just going to go run into the alarm room one more time. Yeah, I still have the alarm. No, I don't. I do not have the alarm room. Restart run. Let's go and pick the alarm. Alarm, alarm. That one. I'll just pick 2 random ones. Okie dokie. So then. Yeah, this is the alarm room. This is how it should look. There. Cool. So that's now playing properly. The only other thing is that this needs to be quieter by default because it is a little loud by default. So we'll go 0.6. I'm just going to mute the music. Okay. Okay, so this is supposed to get quieter over time. Like, I know it's going to get annoying, so I put a tween for the volume. So it's going to go to 25% of whatever it started as, which I did as 60%. So now, yeah, it's. I'm just double checking that it's not going to be so quiet that you can't hear it. That's still good. And like at least now I can actually hear myself think. But it's supposed to make you jump at first. Okay. Alarm sound stopped, that's good. Lower alarm defaults, that's done. Light in the fire alarm room, so let's go fix that. Fire alarm. Anomaly. Okay, so in this room, over here, this was meant to cover the ceiling here. Concept being that this room should never have those potential ceiling lights, which are world based, so sometimes they're actually off center. Okay, so fix that. Office music not stopping immediately on travel. That's just a data issue. That is just a data issue. So let's go in here, asset actions, edit selection by property matrix, and just set the fade out time to 0. Just quickly test that. Apparently I am playing. Oh, I'm literally right in there. Control B, level dungeon. Level dungeon. Dungeon offices. Hit play. Okay, let's run through this. Oh, right, yeah, it would help if I let the music play, because that's what I'm testing right now. So there's the music. The intent is that after you teleport, the music stops. And you're just like, why? So that's kind of cool. And then when you go back through, it starts from wherever you were. The fade-in time for going back to the default music here, fade out, 0. fades out whatever it was. Say 0.1, fade in, duration 0.1. I just want it to feel like you just went between like camera cuts, right? So it needs to stop immediately and then come back immediately. That's going to have the feeling that I want to deliver. Oh. That's great. That's great. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Office sound. I'm just going to double check that this is set to looping, which it is. Cool. The music inside the anomalies does not need to be looping. But anyway, so the office music not stopping immediately, that's fixed. Annoying to come out of the containment in the wrong direction. Let's go take a look at that. So in the containment, contain M anomaly contained. We could change the design of this. I might make a duplicate. Just to keep it stored. By the way, if anyone's chatting, then my chat's not working. I'm not ignoring you. It could just be my chat. I could just load up I could load up Twitch TV.
Middle of the night. Yeah.
Go to my creator dashboard, stream manager. Yeah, no, that seems good. If you're talking on YouTube, then also I cannot read it. It's been quiet the next few days. Like, people not necessarily talking too much, but that's okay. I'm making progress. So the anomaly contained room, we have this room. And we want to ensure that the player exits in the same direction that they entered the anomaly from originally. Unless they walk backwards, at which point I want them to come back out the opposite direction. How am I going to do this? Well, first off, let's just very quickly and simply, I suppose, drop a wall in here. So you just can't go in one of the directions. That sorts us out for a portion. And then in the tags here, let's just call this return. Interesting. I don't really want lights in here, actually. Why am I getting lights in here? It's not because that has the name wall, but do is just turn the collision off on here, maybe? Okay, so that's still dark. That's called return now. And if I go take a look at the anomaly teleporter here, should also have a tag that says return. Cool. And then we'll go and work on that return logic. So it's just has tag, actor has tag return. Then if I go Well, in here actually, we could just say we know what the last forward direction was from the corridor anomaly. It's just for the teleport desk, actually. Room. No, it's not. So yeah, you go through here. Right, okay. And then when you teleport... just going to do a check at the very beginning here. If we are a returning asset, what does the interact desk do? I'm having to, like, be the crime scene investigator, murder detective, where I'm also the murderer. So when the level gets shown, sure. Teleport relative to the desk to the new room. You teleport to the new room. Sure. Sure. And then typically we just touch the end point and we run the logic here. I think. No, 'cause, well, the corridor teleporter won't be valid, right? Let's have a look. Update teleporter IDs. Go and get the end and start and set up their corridor target and their corridor teleporter. Okay, cool. So we do set up the teleporter from the desk when you interact with the desk, which means we know where we're going, which means we have a corridor teleporter here. And so then we just need to set up our rotation over here. Target transform, right? Okay, so we touch. We do have a target. Yeah, we have a target. Okay. Target, and we can get the forward vector from the target where we came from in the corridor that we came out of the facility into an anomaly. We know which way we were facing, because we either came into it forward and we're going to come out of it forward, or we came into it not forward, so we're going to come out of it backward. Okay. So now it's just a case of saying, hey, if I'm a returning actor, then maybe we rotate this by 180 degrees. And then we do our inverse. So we'll do a select on here. If I'm a returning actor, if I'm not a returning actor, then just use the target like before. But now we have a new logic for the orientation that we want to be in. If we're a returning actor, do another select. If we should be going forward, I need to know which direction this is facing. It's annoyingly facing the wrong way. I'm just going to do this. Right. Is that just going to regen the other way around every time? It certainly is. Awesome. I can fix that. I can fix that pretty easily. Let's just rotate this guy down. No. What? Oh, fine. Guess we can't do that. Details, clean up, generate. Clean up, generate. I guess now, because it doesn't have start or end defined, it's just having a bit of a nightmare. Tag. Clean up, generate. Yep. So now I can spin it. Now this arrow should be facing the other way, right? No? Okay, so I guess the tag needs to be end. There we go. Okay, so save that. Okay. So we're going in to that return teleporter facing the way we want to go. If we came in to the target forward, then we just use the target transform. Otherwise, we need to break, make, location, scale, I guess, and this combining 180 in the yaw. Let's try that. Let's try that. Okay, Control P, level underscore dungeon. So the idea would be hit play, fingers crossed. If I run into this teleporter, I don't come out facing this dark corridor. One, there's a desk in here somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what? Qu'est-ce que tu? Qu'est-ce que tu? Okay. Did I accidentally edit? Anomaly, contained. Contained. 1. Well, that's just wild, because I've definitely updated the level. I know. So why did that happen? Teleport desk. Desk. No. Okay, interact desk, I guess. Keep calling it a teleport desk. It's not why I named it. It would have been smart. Create the contained anomaly. Go to the dungeon. Get the assets by anomaly rooms contained. Yeah, we don't want to do that. I suppose we can do that. What happened basically was we had this backup in there, so I'm just going to move that out. And then refix redirectors here. As well fix redirectors on my office rooms content. Okay, Control P. Level dungeon. Level dungeon. Offices. Play. Sure, we'll take this route. Okay, so, well, just to double check, if I wasn't playing at 5 times speed, we would be okay. Going back through there. Okay, so we go through. Just double check which way we were facing, so we know what to not want. We do not want to come back into the... well, back. We don't want to go back home, basically, back to the lobby. Okay, I'm done. It was that. It was the other side. Right. So as long as we're not facing the homeward direction. We just need to test that from like both. We just need to test that enough times. So it's just going to end the run. It's not going to crash, if I remember correctly. Oh no, it doesn't crash anymore. That's awesome. It used to crash when I was at 5 times speed there. Okay, so it's annoying coming out the wrong direction. That's fixed. Balance the audio, I'll do that later. That's going to be a batch process that no one wants to sit and watch. The fishing room water had 1.5 million triangles. Okay, so let's do a quick play and delete the save data. Let's run forward and pick the fishing room. Fishy, 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 this one. So I'm interested what happened there. Fishing room, 1.5 million draw calls. You can already see here we're at 600,000 draw calls. The water looks pretty simple if you ask me. That ceiling looks a little bit sus though. Ceiling and the floor look a little bit sus to me. Why are they just a solid white line? What is this? What am I holding right now? I'm holding the walls right now. Holding the... Why can't I... That's the wall. This is one of the cubes. That's normal. So why... I don't know what view mode I went into. Yeah, look. It's like, this is a normal number of draw calls. About 1,000. I mean, I'm probably looking in the direction of the old facility, but then I turn around and it's like, would you like 500,000 draw calls, sir? We're just going to open that level. Is it the water? Bam. No. Is it this water? Bam. No. Is it this water? Bam. No, it's not. Is it this hut? Bam. Maybe. Bam. No, it's not that. I mean, it did just reduce significantly. Why has this got like a bajillion primitives? Is it like a collision volume? Simple collision? It like auto-generated the collision in such a way that it's just absolutely garbage over the top. We have 721 we have 721 collision primitives. It's because I merged this down. What I could do is I could manually like box out all of this and just reduce it down to like a couple of, well, it'd have to be one for every pole, and then it would have to be the floor, which is fine. Wall, here, wall. A couple of walls there. It's going to take me a while, basically. As long as the poles are done there, because you can't go up or down or anything like that. Let's simplify this. I think will be the first step in our journey to fixing things. So let's come in here and just why is it lagging? That's certainly not going to help me. Certainly not going to help me. Primitives, boxes. Yeah, I just want... lags a lot. Not great. Annoying. I might need to... I think the quickest way to fix this is to close this down, We're not going to save the fisherman hut. We're going to go to a project where it came from, and instead of merging it down into a single static, we're going to just import it as separate elements, and maybe that's going to work better. And maybe turn it into a PLA, which is a form of optimized room. Office rooms here. Let's go to game dev, experiments, big office. Open this up. In here is our fisherman's hut. Sorry, I'm dying. My cup of tea has a tea bag in it that exploded, and now I've got tea all over my tongue. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Alright, we're good. Ugh. That was kind of nasty. That was extremely not good. Okay, so I can't remember what it's called. It's called like a fishing hut or something. I may have moved it. Yeah, these three here, those are, we're not taking that anymore. Shacks combined, let's move this. Shacks combined, send. Ooh. Shacks combined, migrate, we'll call it migrate. There's only like 3 shacks that we actually want to migrate. I don't want all of them. So this is actually details here. Yeah, this is actually a group in the outliner, if I remember correctly, or a blueprint, which isn't too bad. I can go in and fix that. In fact, I may as well take the level. Why not? May as well take the level. So let's just, it's fine. Unable to delete it. Yeah, it's probably because it's open. So delete this, migrate this, asset actions, migrate this. Yep. Okay. Over to the office rooms. Yep. An asset already exists for the stairs. Do you want to override them? No, because I fixed them. I just want the original non-combined assets. So, the theory I have is that like during the actor tools merge to single static mesh process and the creation of all of those materials that we saw, the collision as well, I think that this scene basically just became like absolutely heavy as hell. Stat unit. 1 million primitives. Look at that. 1,500,000. Wait, one sec. Let me 1500000. Yeah, 1,500,000 primitives in the scene here, which I am just going to delete this, and then most of that goes away. Most of that goes away. Most of that goes away. And I swear to God, if these things are also contributing to the... where's the other 100,000 primitives coming from? It's not this, is it? Not that. I mean, some of those... Yeah, these are dropping it like 100,000 at a time? Or 50,000 at a time? Oh my god. Maybe I'm misunderstanding prims, but if I go load a different level, like you know, desert, I guess. It's a good level to load. Normally back rooms. Yeah, it's like 20,000 primitives. Doesn't matter where I look. 500 draws, 300 draws, 200 draws, right? Like 600 draws if I'm looking into a room. Let's load another anomaly. What could we load? Suburb. Suburb's got a lot of assets in it. 100,000 primitives. But it ain't 1,500,000, so there's that. Fisher Hut anomaly. Right. What I'm gonna do, actually, is slow the other level. Art. Fisherman's Hut. Maps. Combined. And then we're gonna say go into the top-down wireframe view and just pick. Let's just hide the assets we don't want. And pick the assets we do want, which in this case was this shack. I can't actually remember. It was definitely the fishing boat shack. And then there was one more that I've forgotten which one it was. I think it might be this one. I never did like this though. That was always in the way. This was also kind of in the way. So I might just move this in. Just be like, yeah. It's going to be easier for the player to move around if that's just in there a little bit. Okay, so it was these three that I would have been using. So let's go take those. In fact, what I could do is just Control G on that. Control G on that. Why? What? I've no idea why the origin for these groups is so weird, but that is not. Oh no, it is the right hut. It is because I added extra platforms to it. Visibility. Show all actors. Lit. Oh no, you don't want to do that. Wireframe. Perspective. Whoa. These are all a little bit high up, I would say. That is actually kind of cool though. I actually kind of like that a lot more. I really like that. That's really creepy. I kind of want to do that. I'm just gonna. Oh. Okay. I want them really awkwardly high up. That's like really cool. You're just like, why? Why are they above me? But then I need to. Could just extend the assets. Blueprint, sure. Okay, we'll edit the blueprint. So, I mean, there is a blueprint in here, so one thing that I'm going to do is, because no one ever does this, is just turn the tick off of everything. Oh, he turned the tick off on that. And he turned the tick off on all the assets. Or maybe I did this myself once. Okay, cool. So that's not ticking, that's fine. In the viewport though, I want to go and grab SM deck floor. Apparently that actor doesn't exist. It's child. Oh god. I'm going to need to make an editor utility with tool in order to extract all these meshes, because what this is it's an actor with a bunch of child actor static mesh actors. So we've got like a bunch of nested components that are producing this asset. So there is another way that I could maybe resolve this. If I go to actor tool merge, this performs a simplification pass. This batches the source actor's components to use instancing. So we could try that. What do we get out of that? An instanced set of walls. An instant, yeah, those walls, cool. The poles, those things over there, cool. And then what do we have here? It's another actor with instances. What about this guy? That's still the blueprint shack. Okay. So what's the problem? It was missing pretty much everything on top. Okay. Actor. Use the source actors components to generate a new single mesh. Don't want to do that. Static mesh with big textures. I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna make an editor tool for this. Okay, it's gonna take me a minute. All right, office rooms, editor tools. Let's just make a new one. EUW_extract meshes. Just do whoops. Extract meshes. So when you click this, we're going to get this selection, get selected actors, get editor sub system, get editor actor subsystem, get selected level actors. Of course, there is only one. Put the music back on real quick. Gotta do some serious concentration. Okay. So get whatever level actors there are, and for each level actor that we have, get components. Get components by child actor class, and for each of those, cast to a static, cast to child actor component. No, oh, get child actor, cast to static mesh actor. Get static mesh component, get world transform, spawn actor from class static mesh actor, set tick enable to pulse, set mesh. Just have to get the mesh out of here, get mesh. Position is, yeah, okay, so we're just going to break this. Boom, boom. I guess it's whatever there in terms of the scale. This in here. Okay. And then when we're done, destroy actor. Destroy. Destroy actor. Cool. Like so. Run this. It's a quick one. So click, 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 run. I didn't get everything. And some of them were flipped, I guess because of the transform scale. Potentially. So it didn't work perfectly. But like it did an alright job, I would say. What I'm going to do is just reload the level. Don't save anything here. Okay. So what was I missing there? If I go to balls, I need to reopen the combined shacks. Okay. So let's go top wireframe, yeah. Hide that. Grab everything here. Actually, sorry, what am I doing? Perspective. What have we got here? We've got a blueprint shack. If I hide that, what we got left? Just a bunch of statics. Okay. So all of these statics are okay. That we can just hide. Let's go get the blueprint shack. And then we'll just try and run our command that we wrote on there. However, this, yeah, I need to actually set the scale on here, because otherwise that's gonna suck. Right. Okay, and that shack's gone. Now this is all just statics. It's a folder that I hid at some point, this folder. Yep, so that's all the details, that's cool. And then now what I can do is go into the top view and potentially, what I will do is I will file, save current as maps combine v2. Then now I could merge this into the actor merge batch. I most certainly do not want to try and batch a directional light into here. Okay, actor merge batch. Actor. Batch. Now, perspective, if I click on some of these, we're going to have, hopefully, yeah, like this one, despite it having its stuff like really far away, but we do have some improvements, I would say. So what we'll do is we'll group these up again. 1, 2, 3. Copy these. Copy. Anomaly fish. Pop them in. Do the same thing I did last time. 500,000 primitives, still pretty high. I love that they're high up. I want to see what's going on with these stairs though, because I feel like these stairs are part of the problem. Bam. Oh, that wasn't all the stairs. Stairs, but not the platforms, maybe? Let's call this deck stairs. Okay. 600,000 right now. Does go down by 200,000. Alt C. Fairly simple, like, honestly, like in terms of collision, is what I was going to say. So yeah, that collision is pretty good. This platform does not seem to have collision at all. Or if it does... well, we're going to find out. I've made an instant static mesh for each and every single one of these. It's a bit weird. Floor here. What's going on with the floor? 39 primitives for the floor. Simple collision. It is simple. Okay, it is there. It does exist. It does have basic. It does have decent basic collision, I would say. Oh, okay. So I love that these are flipped like really high up. I feel like when you come into this room, you're like, oh, fisherman's village, and you're like, what? It's all the way up there. That's just, why is it all the way up there, man? Okay. Down into the ground at least. We need to fix the floor texture. Details. Floor water. Oh no, I unmerged. Yeah, okay, that's not great. Can't do it with this one because it has a boat, so that has to go in the water. No one will ever know. No one will ever know. I love the new modeling tools. So good. Okay. So... You are there. Enough. Okay. Let's... Make sure that's playable. Should probably have saved before I hit play. Massive mistake on my part. We don't want it to crash while we're like halfway through there. So you can see we are struggling on something. So I'm just going to hit save, try again. Thousand draws is fine. We're not at 1 million anymore, so that's good. This is a problem. I can't get up there. I gotta fix a bunch of stuff there then. So let's just get. There is another type of stairs that I do have. I'll give that a quick go. Haven't tried these ones yet. They're just longer, I guess. Yep. Props. Old man Fishy, just fishing on his lake, just having a great old time. That's his voice, and also his life. He loved to fish. Yeah, that's pretty much where it is. I'm just like trying to maybe pick another item, but oh yeah, we've got spit bucket. Anyway, so a little bit of environment set dressing for the extra bit that I needed in order to get the climb sorted. Also, this is, you know, still not finished. Let's finish this. It actually all needs to be a little bit higher. Okay. So yeah, reducing the draw calls in this case is of no major benefit. The primitives are just going to be what the primitives are. These are expensive assets. Are they nanite? But they're not nanite. Well, let's go fix that. That would reduce the primitives down significantly, I would wager. So if we just go Fisherman's Hut here, I'm just going to be a little bit destructive with this, right? And just give everything in there nanite. Keep an eye on the visual appearance of the scene. In fact, this was before. Put that in my save file, and this was after. You can see that the primitives went down from in the past that we have done. We have reduced the primitives from 1.5 million to 80,000. So this is how it was looking. But yeah, it's really difficult to do it if they're not both downloaded. I hate Slack sometimes. Downloads, image. Okay. Before, after, before, after, before, after. So here, I can see something's happened over there on the far left. Like we may have lost some polygons on a wall piece over here. So that happens sometimes. But generally speaking, that's pretty good. So let's go and check out what happened over here. I know there's no glass in this level. Actually, there is glass on one asset. This asset. It looks like it has a fallback already, so. Alright. This scene is significantly better, although the gigabytes for the memory have gone up. I'm gonna wager again. I like to make wagers when it comes to these asset packs. I'm gonna wager that. Oh, the color of this scene is horrible. On that screen, it looks a certain way. On the other screen that I know is the proper coloring, I think, it looks totally different. Yeah, what the hell? I'm gonna go and mess with this real quick. The LET, yeah. Let's get something. I'll basically look at it on a different monitor, which is kind of annoying. is pretty cool. I'm going to do this on my other monitor because the balancing is better on the other monitor, and then I'll bring it back over. I promise. So bear with me a second. These blockbuster movies look terrible, although that did look like a 90s film. Art house, I was told. I don't want blue hues. I don't want that. I don't want that. That's not what I want. Color shift? Yeah, no, don't want that. That's pretty cool. What happens if I get rid of my... Yeah, this was kind of... It's even better on that screen. What I need to do is take a picture of this, open it, pictures, let's go screenshots here. Something like this, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, it's meant to just be clean and slightly warm, and the blues are still blue, that kind of thing. Minor set dressing. Keep the minor set dressing going. Which ticket are we still on? Fishing room, 1.5 million draw calls, yeah. Yeah, we solved that problem. Part of it was the collision primitives as well. But yeah, we've got a fix for that, so that's good.
When the light fades and lands is still, I shall grant you dusk.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Stat FPS. Not quite 120, but I am in editor and I do have multiple windows and stuff open. It's feeling smoother. Like I can actually feel significantly smoother. Cool. Okay. Save that. Okay, so that's that done. 90 ms input cost. I actually don't know what that's related to. 90 ms input cost in UE5? Question mark. I don't know what that is. We'll find out. I actually have 45 input costs right now, and I don't actually know what input necessarily is. It's not something that I'm familiar with, to be honest. Pretty sure we can walk all of this. Let's have a look. I need to make sure the desk is back there. Man, just hide the desk in the water. That would be so funny. I actually love this look. And I kind of want to make a room that is based on it. Kind of cool. I like that that's almost a puzzle. And that you're forced to go down there. I like everything about the change that I just made there. Make the graveyard dark. Okay, graveyard. Sure thing, boss. I'm going to make a duplicate because I like anomaly graveyard light. Let's just keep graveyard dark open. Fog, exponential height fog. It's dark. That's going to look a lot better when everything is red. NPC underscore game. I mean, is that enough? Can I just do that? That is kind of creepy. I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna. That's it. I'm done. Like that. Don't need to do any more than that. 90 ms input cost. Okay, let's go back. 90 ms input cost. Input to photons latency readout in stat unit pi. Why it shows 60 to 120? I mean, I had 90 when my tester was playing, so it is not a cost of enhanced input plugin itself, that's just the input. Latency strongly depends on your frame rate versus your VSync queuing, lower FPS, triple buffering, queued frames. How to verify it? Okay. It's probably because they were uncapped. They had uncapped FPS. They were running 90 FPS, which I was like, oh, it's not 120. Throw it in the bin. Get rid of it. Don't want it. It's not 120 FPS. Not worth. And that was on a laptop as well, so that's pretty cool. 90 ms input. Alright. Don't know what to do about that. Just going to ignore it. FPS drop during alarm segment. Sure, let's go check that out. Alarm. Anom. Yeah, let's go take a look. Outliner. Let's just, sure. Find the... I can never find it myself. It's just hilarious. I feel like I should make this more hidden. I've been thinking that. I've been playing and I've been thinking this should probably be more hidden than it is. You come out of this doorway, and what I don't want is to immediately have the player go, I guess I'll just walk forward, and then they're immediately at the corridor. That's kind of crappy. Then maybe it's something like this. Something like that. Obviously now this is broken, but bear with me. I mean, I'd come down here and I'd immediately want to run that way. I'm just going to ignore it. Another one of those. Just going to ignore it. I could push the player. It's about having them come in and not immediately think, oh, I wonder what's down there. I want them to maybe not find that. So if I was to pull this out by one unit and put some other music on quickly. Quickly! We're musicless. We're maidenless. I really want to play Elden Ring lately. It's been a while. Okay. So you come in and you're like, oh, question mark. Oh, what's down there? Oh, what's in there? Nothing. Ha. Joke's on you. Joke's on me. Okay, yeah. I'm going to put a chair here. Actually, I'm going to put a printer here. Printer. Huh. Copier. And a chair. Really crappy chair. Chair. No one wants to sit on this chair while they wait for the photocopy. But that's the chair you get. And also, the chair is awkwardly, like, really far away from the photocopier. I love doing weird stupid shit. Okay, cool. So you come in and you're like, okay, oh, I might go that way. There's this other bit. I mean, when you come out now, yeah, you're just gonna find it straight away. I don't care. I don't mind. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a very great level. I kind of want to change the level. It's got something else going on now, which is kind of cool. I should really make it so that you have to go through like a series of like doors. And then it's like, and then eventually you find your way. I mean, I can do that right now. Let's have a look at SM wall. Actually, I have. It's right here. door go? Is this the door? What happened, door? What did they do to you? Okay, so that's a door, and then I press Alt, drag, and it breaks. That's crazy cool. Details, end rotation. Right, okay. So you come in, pretty much all the doors of the games are not interactable, so you probably just look at this door and be like, yeah, whatever. If you got close enough, you would find out. Subject. Something about unauthorized stuff, and productivity officers are stationed near alarm systems to ensure their engagement. So there's a chair. There's a broken door, of course. Alpha 0, cool. Yeah, audio balancing is one of the things on my list. Yep, so most of the doors aren't interactable in the game. The gimmick here is that this one is, and so that's pretty fun. There's a notice board that says that there's a security guy right outside the room. That's what this chair is supposed to represent. I'm also going to put one in here because I liked it like this. I don't know, there's something weird about it. I like it. Okay, moving on. So that was FPS drop during the music segment, the alarm segment, right? Stat unit graph is a good one for this. Stat unit graph. So we're just going to hit this button. I see nothing of note. Level, control P, level underscore tension. Might need to play it in actual save data. Let's just run this from the top. What do we got? We got this guy, this guy, this guy. Sure. I need a break soon, I think. Yeah, it's 11:22. Gonna go have some lunch. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, so we got the alarm one. Cool. Not this one. Okay, so keeping an eye on all the stats here. Stat, start, file. Just do that. I don't see what the problem is. Break room? Okay. I just use the Unreal Insights tool. I haven't shown anyone that lately. Let's go and see if I can get that to open correctly. So if we go local disk, program files, Epic Games, UE 5.6, engine, binaries, Win64. So we are there now. Somewhere in here is it called front end? Insights, right? Insights. No searches match your result. Okay. I will find out where it is. Bear with me. I thought it was in here. Right here. There it is. I'm just going to launch it here, and then allow it, and then hit it, because it's a great tool. Right, that opens this. We can see here that on the 2025 August 24th, we have a file. But that is not today. Let's try opening a trace. Oh no, I didn't want to open that trace. I did not want to open that trace. I wanted to start maybe a new trace or open a trace file. So this is Unreal Trace Store. Sure. I'm gonna try Office Rooms saved. Profiling, Unreal Stats. Hi. I want to open this one. Standalone game. Let's see. Auto start. So now what we're getting is a nice long file. It's going to take me a little bit longer to test, and I'm not going to be able to speed things up. But this is going to be some profiling that we can do in order to determine where some of the expensive portions of the game are. And I will more than likely just straight upload this to like GPT and ask it to analyze it, as long as I can get into the game nice and quickly. Because if the file becomes a gigabyte, it's probably not going to enjoy that. Okay. Got this. That's cool. Let's go for a run. What is going on here? I don't have any lights. I don't have any lights in my entire facility. Is that what's going on? I literally can't see anything. Show wireframe. I can't see anything. There are no lights. there are lights in here. Now what happened there then? I got no lights whatsoever. I'll show you the graph after. God. That is... yeah. Okay. This is what I expected. Also realised I need another set of stairs. Or these stairs need to be taller, because I can't get up onto the next section. There are absolutely no lights in the facility. Absolutely useless. Useless. Right. I don't want to be here. I want to be in the next one. Okay. Whoa. Where am I? Oh god. Was it that way? Maybe it's this way. I've got some kind of hitches there though. Garbage collection maybe. Nope, I went the wrong way. Yeah, some beefy hitches that happen in there. Might just be because I'm turning the lighting back on. So this might be a bit of a scuff test in general, because I also didn't get any lights. I'm literally not seeing anything on the graph. It's such a weird thing. While my player was playing, they basically turned the alarm on and then the frame rate just went meow, just dived, and I was like, why? Why is the draw 16 ms? I hope the anomaly will... Alright. Just going to save that. The anomaly board widget. Anomaly board widget costing high MS. It can literally be retained once as a retained render and then never rendered ever again. That's the cost of the render texture for it. The end game screen widget, I find that interesting that that's there. End game screen widget visible in MS. There's an animation blueprint for a red dot that's coming up in my profile. Animation blueprint underscore red dot. Yeah, and the interact component has a tick, sure. ABP red dot BS walk. What? Oh, right. That's my character. Sorry. Okay. Sure. I can accept. Let's remove that. Character movement component up there as usual. The alarm's still going. Good to know. My MS is really high for my input. Right, GPT, help me. How do I debug the input issue? I'm literally just asking it straight up. Like, hey, how do I debug this? I've got this like 109 ms. These draws are really high as well. This game is fine. Game thread's fine. Stat FPS here. 60, but I am also profiling in the background, so maybe that's related. Also, I should have stopped that profile. In fact, let's stop the profile right now. So that profile's been going long enough. I guess I could just press Shift Escape. No, can't exit the game. Exit the game. Thank you. So this should then stop. Okay. There was a bit where I'm interested in what this is, because this is when I literally just looked in a certain direction. And then there's all these other things that we can take a look into. So apparently this is a... Let's take a look here. So while GPT does some stuff. I have to roll out the editor overhead apparently, so that's no good. Anyway, let's take a look at this frame. Can I change my frame? Yeah. So this is called like the hot path. You can take a look at what's going on here. I am playing on Epic graphics, so the lumen scene probe gathering and the post processing. There's four post processes, possibly. Motion blur. I don't want motion blur in my game. Let's take a look at that first. I think it's there's like a body cam asset that I imported. It's always something that you import, says the guy that builds a game by importing assets. Yeah. It's probably something I imported. So we have this post process here. It has a texture lookup. It's just distorting the lens. That's fine. Not worried. AC underscore bodycam. Blur. Update post-process settings on event tick. If the bodycam component is enabled and the widget customization is enabled, then do this. Otherwise, just go into the movement shakes and do some camera movement shakes for the movement. Fine. Motion blur down here. If we're on tick bodycam, if we're ticking, and if the customization is enabled, then update the post-process the motion blur. Sure. Go on. WBP underscore video page. Is motion blur in here? Because I know people hate motion blur. There it is. Motion blur set to epic. Can I set motion blur to off by default? I don't know, I guess not. I guess not. Okay, let's... take a look again. So the lumen scene probe gather is like 4 milliseconds. Oof. We're GPU bound for sure. I mean, that's a GPU bound frame at least. Yeah, this is all sort of like the lumen set. I wonder why. On like an average series of frames like this, we're running, yeah, under, well, sorry, you can see here. Why does it keep moving? 60 FPS there. Whatever, anyway. On the 16.7 ms. If the frame costs more, the frames take longer. Simple. The input, it reckons now that the input ms like is bottlenecked because of the GPU. Disable lumen to toggle and test it. Yeah, disable virtual shadow maps. Lower temporal resolution cost. Screen percentage for the temporal super resolution. You can actually do that. It's pretty cool. Can you do that though? I think it's hallucinating a bit there. I should definitely be doing that. I should definitely be rendering it at lower. The TSR is an upscaling algorithm, so I should never. I shouldn't be ever rendering this at 100. I feel like that might be part of the problem. Oh fuck! Sorry, pardon my French. I just launched it as standalone again. Might need to go on to a bunch of other things. Profiling and optimization is a long process. I am also still on automatic profiling, so it's probably going to run another one. The good news is I have this data now. Obviously we can see we're GPU bound. I'm interested in what is going on in this frame versus this frame. So if I was to say, what's the hottest thing here? 1.2 ms on. It's all lumen stuff. Sure. And then if I go here, it's the same costs, they're just more. Probably because I'm looking towards the facility away from, yeah. So even though it's like in the distance, it's like still loaded. So that's a shame. I mean, I could put a massive, I could put massive water on it. It shouldn't technically be rendered because it's so far away. I don't know. It's having a real hard time making my lights, which I'm finding quite annoying. Let's just do pi. Oh look, lights. Huzzah. Yeah, so stat FPS, stat unit graph. let's get ourselves into that room that is not nice to us. Oh no, we're already here. Nothing crazy happening yet. Ah, balls. That's not good. That... yeah. Why? Why? I will now mute this, because it's kind of annoying. I don't remember what... I do remember which water it's using. One sec. I do remember. Fisherman's hut. Nope. Rocky desert. Yep. Materials. Where's the water? Okay. What? Why? No water? There's definitely water in there. Oh no, that's the Rocky Desert, sorry. It's wrong. I am wrong. I'm wrong. It's not there. It's the cliffs. There's a cliff pack in here somewhere. I know there is. There is definitely a cliff pack in here somewhere. Or I'll eat my hat. Which looks like I'm about to eat my hat because I can't see it. Oh, damn it. I'll tell you what I can do. Confused. At least that looks better. Like, so maybe I'll just do that. Like, it's not about making it perfect, but it is about making it finished. And so this inky dark water actually matches some of the narrative that we had. And why is it red? I mean, that's pretty cool, but like, why is it red? Player's going to ask me some questions about that, and I'm here for it. Why is the water slightly red? It's ink and toner, is what's written in the narrative extract for this. So people are going to ask, like, why is this red? And I'm going to say it's not a graphical effect, it's a feature. Because I'm not going to waste loads of time on it. Anomaly board widget costing high MS. Right, so anomaly widget. Anomaly board here. We have this asset, and what we can do is, yeah, sure, save all that. We have several. It's a retainer box with material on it. It's probably why it's costing so much. Yeah, we've basically got this visual effect on it that is kind of cool. Also, definitely not what happens on those screens, but it is kind of unsettling. Music. Now, I would argue that when you're not near this asset that it shouldn't be drawn. So we're going to add a sphere collision to this. Just going to make this pretty big. Big enough to cover the start room. So like as long as you exit this circle after the edge of the room, so something like this, essentially exiting. I mean, even if you can still see it, which is unlikely because the hallways are rectangular, so more than likely you'll be like hit. Yeah, and I'm going to turn off. I'm going to turn off that asset. So, custom, off, pawn. Add an event for on begin and add an event for on end. And here we'll just set widget. Get use object. Which, if you end, get the widge and unset it, and then here. Damn it. If we have a widge, reset it. That'll be us there. Try that. Level underscore dungeon. It's looking cool. Go stat view objects right now. We'll notice somewhere up there is the anomaly board widget. You can see it's not on now. So that's good. Yep, and it's back. Okay, so that fixes that one. The other one I saw was the end game something. End game something, yeah. Play end game screen dot widget. Yeah. So that'll be the one in here, right? That's the room select screen. What's the end game screen? Oh, it's yeah. The dot widget is the important part there, so I'm going to take the same exact logic. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I don't want to do that. Why is the end game screen? I've got a room select screen and an end game screen now. What's going on with that? Yeah, end beat in the m_start persistent level end game screen. What? End. What the freak? That's annoying me because now I've got a blueprint for the endgame screen dot widget, endgame screen dot widget again, and then In-game read. I got it 3. I can see it. How many times? And I can see the room select screen widget. I suppose they are all blank. Like they're not there anymore. Maybe they're just not garbage collected or something. And then I assume if I run in here... Oh, I've got a lot of up and down going on. Frame rate's going haywire. Where that is. I'm gonna close and reopen the other. Something that is weird. So the 2 widgets, fix that. FPS stopped during a LAN segment. I didn't see anything. I think I don't know what that was. Music overlap during teleport anomaly. Yeah, what I'm going to do for that is AC underscore music, and event destroyed, event end play. Just check if this is valid. Destroy. Torch is not great. Let's fix that quickly because I want to basically rebuild this, send it to be tested before I go for lunch. The spotlight's attenuation here is just needs to be doubled basically. So that. Remove the second star from the lore thing. Okay, so that's the staircase item. Widget staircase item. I'm not going to be doing the second star for the demo, but it will be part of the main game. So this set visible here is just as long as this is equal to 0. That'll be fine. Typo on the first escape note, st underscore lore, fire escape, it's down here somewhere, fire escape, guided by a productivity officer. Save. Running should be the default, maybe in a minute. Yeah, the held item teleport flicker, I should really fix that. And the janitor room, the interact widget is sticky. I didn't find that. I do need to work on that. The grain is aggressive. So in the character, maybe? Yeah. Foam grain intensity, we'll just go 1.25. Door jiggle on interact, desk gigs on escape. Intro videos didn't work? Yeah. Edit project settings. Movies that play on start. No, these must be in your game's content. Wait for movies to complete. Yeah. And then I've literally got 2 movies, right? Just literally, that's dumb. Why has it not got the whole path? Startup movies not playing. What plugins required? I think I might have done a plugin cleanup pass at some point. So like one of these might be necessary, like the Windows Media Player or something, for example. Makes some sense. Enable the media player. Media player. Which one? If packaging ensure be cook or starter movies or cook or starter movies is checked. Okay. But yeah, media player. I'm going to turn this one on. Media player, media stream, Windows Movie, WMV. I'm just going to say yeah, sure. WMF. I'm not. Okay. Restart. Oh yeah, the music is zeroed by default. I can definitely work on that. Cook movies. If skip movies in true, these movies will still be added. In project, packaging. I guess this is the skip. It says cook only maps. I'm guessing that's like the particular maps. Just say cook only maps. Maybe we'll do specific movies to package, and we'll just add 2 movies. So logo underscore Yosef and logo underscore Loki. Yeah, because of course one has a capital. Let's just make sure the naming conventions are the same. What? Cancel. Open. This one. Yeah, that. Okay. Yay! Logos. Local game dev. Hey, that's me. And then I wouldn't have expected the menu to take so long to load, but because of this plugin, there's like a null reference exception, and then it just like hangs. And then it gets to here. Cool. Okay, exit game. Alright, that's finished. Intro movies didn't work. Now they do. Music is 0 by default. Sivar. Oh. Sivar music. Default. We'll go 0.8. Maybe we should really go 1. That's fine. No, I think it is loud. I'm gonna go there. Okay. Japanese jazz lounge level. Shipping as print strings, so annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna go cook this off screen. Thanks for joining. That was a episode full of debugging, optimizations, looking at insights, looking at frame rates, looking at primitives, 1.5 million primitives, and just generally bringing things down into the closable, packageable box that will be the demo. And we still have plenty of time for this Next Fest demo. Next Fest is on the 13th of October. I gave myself like a soft deadline this week to get it done and sent out and played, which was good because I just got a list of the first changes and fixes to address, and I've just blitzed through half of those now. I'm going to blitz through the last half later this evening. I also have until the 16th of this month, which is the end of next week, to get this demo out to press, which will go towards the Next Fest work. And in order for it to go to press, I would like it to have a new trailer. So I will probably be focusing on the trailer next week. You might not see me very much next week. I also have some new projects that are kicking off at work, so I might not be streaming the whole time. But if I do, the likelihood that you'll see me in the capacity is doing back to UI streams, because this project is pretty much wrapped at this point. You can see how I'm now just sort of like tweaking away at like certain things. When I do the achievements for the Steam achievements, I will show you the Steam achievements, and then I'll show you the upload process as well for the demo, so you get a little bit of like the Steam side there. In some of these videos that could be cool too. It's pretty simple stuff, to be honest, but it's got to be done. So I might stream that one. That might be another episode that I do on this. But this is kind of coming to an end, I would say. This is like the game is ready for Steam. Localization wise, I do need to recook the localization. The targets are all set up, and then I need to translate them, and then I actually need humans to come in and actually translate it. So that might cost me some money. That might cost me some money, but no big deal. All part of the plan. Release a game in a month. We started this. Let's have a look. When did we start this project? Live 1 month ago. I don't know what day. Doesn't seem to tell me the day. It just says 1 month ago. It's kind of annoying. August 12th. Yeah, literally 1 month ago today we started this project. I have since done 16 mornings on stream, which is like 4 days short of 4 work weeks for me. So, game in a month is not bad. It's obviously pretty good. It's not the craziest of games. It does have some charm to it, and obviously it has some challenge to it as well. I do need to add the achievements though, otherwise it's not really complete, and I do need to finish the localization. There's a handful of things that still need to be done, so 1.5 months, 2 months for a game. If you did that consistently, bearing in mind this, I had a lot of like problems designing this because I was trying to come up with something that might be compelling. Whereas a traditional game that's like, oh yeah, action, hack and slash, it's like you could just run to the races and do a lot of the design, I think, based on a lot of existing content out there. Because this is a weird narrative game, it's a bit artistic, it's like it's all trying to be original. There are things I can get based on, but I would say it was harder than most game devs. So like, yeah, if you did 2 months a game for a year, you'd have a decent number of games in your catalog. If you want to make a really good game, you know, you want to spend 6 months on it or more, and have a team. I would say probably just don't do it on your own. I did have some assistance with a couple of logos and things that I'll probably pay in the future. I'd probably go and get like an artist to do that, right? So yeah, outsourcing actually is a small solo sort of indie push or just prototyping or whatever, yeah, outsourcing easy, pretty easy stuff. Depends on your team, right? Like in the back, sort of annex, or all the stuff you have. Anyway, so that's me. I'm gonna go get lunch. Have a good day. Thanks for joining. See you in another time.